So why can I not just come up with one word for the frequency of what love is? Because love is so everything. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel, Shantia's new chapter. If you guys are new to this channel is dedicated to helping you live in a way that feels the most natural to you. Okay, so I wanted to start something new today. I'm starting a new series because, I just got a million ideas that are rushing through me today. So essentially, the series is called The Frequency of Love. Now, I know so much of us, we have desires, we want things, and we want experiences, connections, maybe even relationships, more abundance. Think about what more of what you want to experience in this life. And I'm sure, you probably have a whole list I would love this and this to happen and that to happen and this would be great and that would be great too, which is fantastic. But I feel like all of the ways that we access any of that, like abundance, love, connections, experiences that are very enriching, is we have to tap into the frequency of love. So each time I do these episodes, they may be very short, very long, or not very long, very short to maybe about 15 minutes long, depending. But in each episode, I'll be talking about a concept about the frequency of love. So to me, the frequency of love is about this inherent inbuilt worthiness. So I created the series Worthy, Flirty, and Thriving because I wanted you to embrace this aspect within yourself, but I needed to embrace it more within myself too. So I get really passionate about creating things and experiences that I get to have with my audience. We get to go through it together. As a community, we're all building our worthiness. I don't really see myself as the type of teacher who's like, everybody bow down to me. Let me tell you how to live your life. I teach through my experiences, things that I've gone through. And of course, maybe you're in this place where you're beginning something, like a stage of what I've kind of established more of in my life. But I really do like experiencing things with people. And I think that people have knowledge and information to add. I'd have to say I'm very much self-taught. I'm very much like to be in my own experience. And that's kind of how I learn a lot. And I like to pick and choose my teachers and the books I read, or the speeches I listen to, or the podcasts, or the YouTube videos I watch. And that's how I like to absorb a lot of information. And it just makes me so excited and so passionate. So I have a list of what I think love is, and this list is going to get so long. This series is going to be very, very long because I already have a huge list. The frequency of love is magic. The frequency of love is abundant, responsible. It's fun, passionate, forgiving, expansive, precious, acceptance, contentment. So why can I not just come up with one word for the frequency of what love is? Because love is so everything. It's so everything. It really is. That's what I found out. I was making that list. I'm like, love is so much. And I feel like for the most part, love is like this. It's like this beautiful feeling. I feel like what people sometimes misidentify as love, this is my personal opinion, but I feel like what people misidentify as love is fear. They think, if I'm in fear of something, or we're struggling through this experience, then that's how love is supposed to be. But I'm like, struggle and love aren't quite the same thing. To me, love is just love. It's this beautiful feeling, this devotion. It could be commitment. It could be a lot of things for people, but it's a very freeing, kind, embracing feeling. Everything else to me is love squeezing out of a tube. So sometimes I think what people perceive as is love in relationships, for example, is a misconceived idea of love in combination with fear. That's just what I feel. But for the most part, I wanted to explore this frequency of love because I want to educate myself. I'm okay, I feel I have an idea of the frequency of love and what I've been able to create and establish in my life and with my connections and the people who really matter to me. But I really want it to become more because I feel it can become more. I feel my heart can open so much more. So today, the topic that I've chosen is the frequency of love is acceptance. So let's start with that one. Acceptance. This is such an important topic. Love, the frequency of love is acceptance. So acceptance to me applies to everything. It applies to yourself. It applies to your relationships. When we're in judgment of one another, to me, that's just not love. It's not love. You're resisting something. You're fighting with something within yourself first and then with that person. So everything always comes down to, especially love, the relationship with yourself. That's why I'm always telling people, commit and cultivate a really beautiful and healthy, revitalizing relationship with yourself. And then it won't this experience won't self-sabotage in other connections and relationships. You'll just have this like really beautiful experience that you're creating within yourself. So the frequency of love to me is acceptance, accepting of your flaws. When I go in and out of my experiences, I'm angry. Like when I have those moments, I'm just like, all right, I was angry. I reacted. I was careless. I said something I probably shouldn't have. That's fine. I got to move on. I try not to hold on to those experiences. All right, that person said something that was painful. It hurt me. All right, we got to accept it. Accept it, move on. Accept that this person reacted that way, said that hurt me. Time to move on, because I want to be good to myself. I want to treat my body, my mind, my heart, my soul with love. And by re-traumatizing myself and like reliving those experiences within me, that's not healthy. That's why they always say pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, because suffering is about carrying on this experience of pain. So to me, when you don't accept yourself as you are, good and bad, and however you fluctuate, you're essentially adding more resistance to the equation. So I'm like, just accept it. Everything. Your current life situation, anything that is dissatisfying to you, anything that is satisfying to you, accept the things that are enjoyable to you. Maybe sometimes you're one of those people who has a hard time celebrating yourself. Maybe accept that now's the time to celebrate yourself. People want to celebrate you. People are applauding you. Maybe you want to like accept that people are applauding me. I should enjoy this experience. Accept that you judge yourself sometimes, like, oh gosh, yeah, there it is. There's those thoughts again. It's like me judging me. But at the core, to me, love is really what we are. And because it's acceptance, all of those judgments that we toss at and throw towards ourselves and direct towards ourselves have nothing to do with who we actually are. It's like a lot of egoic thoughts and identities that we've attached ourselves to about how we think we're supposed to be. And it's just us fighting with our ego. Like our true essence is fighting with our ego or whatever. Yeah. Ego fighting with itself. I don't know. Anyways, yes, acceptance is so important. In every sense of the word. Again, the series is not going to be about, like, I will probably talk about relationships here and there and connections here and there, but it's not going to be the focus, because I'm like, I want to just build within me such a beautiful force and tap into such a high frequency of love within myself that I don't need the extra validation of someone else showing up for me to feel like I'm loved. I'm like, if anything, that's a confirmation and it's a mirror to me reflecting back how I already feel about myself. So I'm not trying to rely on someone else to be like, okay, now I get to be accepted. Now I get to feel worthy. Now I get to feel loved. I'm like, no, I'm not patient enough to wait for someone to be like, I need you to respond and say exactly what I want you to say for me to feel loved. That is not what it's about. So accept all the parts of yourself. That's your assignment for today. Accept all the parts of yourself, the good and the bad. Make a list of it and just say, I love you. I accept you. All of it. And that is it. All right, so that's the rest of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Tap into your frequency of love. Maybe make a list of what the frequency of love is to you, and you can share that down below. What are your thoughts, your ideas? And I would love to talk about it in future episodes, and we can rehash some things if you want to. Okay, but at the core, this series is dedicated to you really tap into the frequency of love and becoming, yes, a magnet for your desires, but enjoying the experience of you. Enjoying you. You're here to enjoy you. If you enjoy you here so much, there's not this insatiable need to like fix or achieve or do something to tap into that, to feel worthy of that, to feel like you need permission to love yourself. You don't have to wait for permission. Give it to yourself now. And then everything else is confirmation and a mirror reflected back to you, showing you how you feel, what's going on within you. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe to support the channel, and I'll be back next time. Bye.